They thought they picked the perfect target, a 60-year-old woman walking alone at night. What they didn't know would change everything. Deborah adjusted the strap of her handbag as she stepped out of her friend's house. The night air in Lansing, Michigan, was cool, but she didn't mind. She had always liked walking. At 60, her stride was steady, dignified, like someone who had spent a lifetime holding her head high. The streetlights flickered as she turned onto Grove Avenue. It was too quiet. The kind of quiet that made people lock their doors a little earlier, shut their blinds a little tighter. Deborah didn't care. She had walked this route countless times. But tonight, she wasn't alone. Near the corner, just past a row of chain-link fences, she noticed them. 3 young men leaned against a battered SUV, their laughter low and scattered. It stopped when they saw her. Deborah kept her eyes forward, calm. Her mother had always taught her, people can sense fear. If you don't give it to them, they have no power. And she wasn't scared, yet. As she passed, a voice sliced through the silence. "Hey, what's an old woman like you doing out here this late?" Snickers followed. She kept walking. Another voice joined in. "Look at her. Thinks she's better than us, huh?" They were too close now. Deborah slowed slightly, gripping the strap of her bag tighter. The street felt smaller. The night, darker. She knew, this wasn't just harmless banter. Footsteps. 1 pair. Then 2. Shoes scraping against the pavement behind her. "Where you going so fast?" one of them called, voice sharp, testing her. Deborah stopped. Slowly, she turned. 3 young men. Late teens, maybe early 20s. One wore a baggy hoodie, hands in his pockets. The second, tall and wiry, stood smirking with arms crossed. The third, the one doing the talking, twirled a metal baseball bat like it was a toy. She met their eyes. Unshaken. "You young man," she said, voice even, "I'm going home. Now get out of my way." The boys exchanged glances, chuckling. "Get out of her way," the tall one mocked. "You hear that, Ty? She's telling you what to do." Ty, the one with the bat, grinned, showing crooked teeth. "You don't get it, do you?" He stepped closer. "This isn't your neighborhood. People like you don't belong here." Deborah's face didn't change, but inside, her heart clenched. Not the first time she'd heard words like that. Not the last. "I've lived here over 30 years, she said quietly. "I belong exactly where I am." Ty's grin faltered. He hadn't expected that. Usually, people cowered, apologized, hurried away. Deborah did none of those things. But the others weren't done. 30 years. That's too long, lady. Time for you to pack up and... Enough. The sharpness of her voice startled them. The street fell silent. Even Ty's grip on the bat tightened. Deborah held their gaze. "You think you scare me? Boys like you have been trying to intimidate people like me my entire life. You're nothing new." Ty's smirk disappeared. His face darkened. "Tough old woman, huh? We'll see just how tough." He raised the bat slightly. Not swinging. Just a threat. "Ty, man." The tall one muttered, shifting nervously. "Come on, we don't gotta." "No." Ty snapped. "She doesn't get to talk to us like that." The tension thickened. Deborah knew how fast this could turn. But she wasn't afraid. Not yet. And someone else was watching. Someone who had already made a call. Deborah didn't flinch. She squared her shoulders, looking Ty straight in the eye. "Do it," she said softly. Ty's brow furrowed. "What?" "You heard me," she continued, voice calm. "You're standing there with your little bat, acting tough. So do it. Swing." show me who you really are. The other two shifted, their confidence cracking. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. Usually, their victims begged, cried, ran. Deborah gave them none of that. And her lack of fear unnerved them more than her words. Ty lifted the bat slightly higher, but his knuckles were white now. Deborah took a single step forward. Ty froze. You don't know anything about me, she said. You see someone weak, someone you think you can push around. But real power doesn't come from a bat or a gang. It comes from being a man who's better than this. For the first time, Ty looked unsure. Lady, shut your mouth, he barked, but his voice wavered. Deborah took another step forward. Or what? You going to hit a 60-year-old woman in the middle of a street? That make you feel like a man? The streetlight above them buzzed faintly. The other boys stepped back, glancing at Ty like they weren't so sure he was in charge anymore. Then, sirens. Faint but growing. Flashing lights flickered against the houses in the distance. Ty's grip on the bat slackened. Who called them? One of the boys whispered. Who's watching? Deborah smiled faintly. Someone who knows the difference between right and wrong. Ty's face burned red. The control he thought he had was gone. You think you're so smart, he stammered, but his confidence had drained away. The bat lowered completely. Deborah stepped closer, closing the gap entirely. Let me tell you something, Ty. I know your name. And you are better than this. Ty blinked. You think you're strong because you've got a bat? Because you roll with a gang? That's not strength. That's fear. That's a boy pretending to be a man. The sirens were close now. The tall one muttered, Man, let's go. She ain't worth it. Ty hesitated for a moment longer, then shoved the bat under his arm. Come on, he barked. The three of them ran. A police car rolled up, headlights bright. Ma'am, are you all right? Deborah turned, calm as ever. I'm fine. Just some boys who need to learn a lesson. The officer nodded. We'll find them. You will, she said simply. They aren't smart enough to go far. And she walked home. Because she wasn't afraid. Because she never had been. And because tonight, the lesson was only just beginning.